I mean, no.
I don't think I've ever seen a garage that goes to the backyard, because the garage is for like your car, right? Which comes like through the driveway in the front. I guess unless your driveway went around back.
Well, no, because like, let's say your house is attached to the garage, right? Like there's a door, let's say, to the kitchen to the garage. You've never had that? Has your garage always been separate from the house?
Yeah, well, it's like attached to it.
Yeah, so like in my house, and at least back home in the Bay, the garage is, underneath my brother's bedroom. So you drive in, and then there's a door to the yard in the back.
Oh, a door. I thought you meant like the actual garage door. No, I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, you threw me for a loop there for a second, because I was like, why would your garage door go to the back? Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. Yeah. There's an actual door in the garage.
And so if I were to buy a house, I'd look for that, where I could have the garage, the backyard door open. He could go in and out as he pleases.
Yeah.
And I saw a house. I mean, I'm still a couple months away from my lease ending. It's the end of November, I believe, is when my or October. Yeah, end of October is when my lease ends. And
you just need to stay there, dude. If it's cheap, just stay there.
I know. I was looking at other apartments that are a little bit nicer and like just newer, because not gonna lie, I found there was a cockroach in my kitchen. I was like, no, like first cockroach. And it disappeared, dude. I sprayed it down, but it disappeared. And I'm like, there's a cockroach somewhere in my kitchen, and I've pulled out my appliances, and I don't know where it went.
Dude, yeah, remember that thing I was showing you last week that I killed on my wall, and I said it was a centipede?
Mm-hmm.
I saw someone else post a picture of it and was like, what is this? And it's actually called a silverfish. What? Look it up. Yeah, I was like, what? Silverfish. Dude, and they're fast.
Ooh. Oh, I've seen those.
Yeah, that's what I killed. I can still see the mark on my wall. I didn't clean it off.
Somebody like that, like in Oklahoma or like in Michigan?
No, it was in I think it was Tony that posted it on his Instagram, and I was like, oh, that's the thing I saw, dude. And they're fast. They're
those things are fast.
Super fast. I don't mess with those at all. Dude, I remember living in Oklahoma, and there was these whenever I was living in Norman, there were these, like, I still don't know what they're called, but they're kind of like a grasshopper, but like with like armor on. Like their legs are like super and they
praying mantis?
No, look, think of like a praying mantis, like grasshopper hybrid, dude. And they're just like, they go, I don't know, dude. I don't know what they're called, but I remember this one house in Norman was just infested with them. Still don't know what they're called, but I was scared of those things because I'd never seen one of those before. Let me see here.
I gotta look this up. Kung Fu mantis.
Oh,
a katydids? Is that what it's called?
No, it's not called that. I don't know what it's called.
Bush cricket.
Anyone watching in Oklahoma, if you know what I'm talking about and you know what it's called, drop a comment.
Is not this thing? How do I share my screen?
They're weird. Hey. They're weird. Oh, here. Click on the actual tab that you're on.
This one.
No, it's like brown kind of.
Hey, be quiet.
Type in like Oklahoma, like type in Oklahoma crazy grasshopper thing. It's not a praying mantis.
This thing?
No, I said it's not a praying mantis. Spider. Bobby said spider crickets. Google spider crickets.
That thing?
That's it, dude.
Ugh.
That's it, dude. Dude.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
I did not. Thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dude, they'd be all. Yeah, right?
Dude, if I saw that, nope, heck no, I'm burning the house down.
Dude. Yeah, I don't mess with those things at all. So spider crickets, yeah, those are scary.
Yeah. So we started this just so you know what we're talking about right before we launched. We were talking about me possibly buying a house.
Do not.
I don't know. I saw this. Was it 4-bedroom house, 2.5 bath for 115? It's like, that's not a bad deal, man.
But then you're going to be stuck in San Antonio for at least 15 years.
Well, who says I got to stay here? I can rent it out.
But okay, yeah, you can.
It could become a rental.
But think about this. So you rent it out. You got 4 people living there, okay?
Or family.
Or family, whatever. Hot water heater goes out. You got it wherever you're at. You got to.
That's what the property management company's for.
Yeah, I guess.
They deal with that. And obviously you upcharge on the rent. Let's say the mortgage is $1,100, right? I'd rent out a 4-bedroom house to a family for $2,000. So I got to pay the property management.
Yeah.
Or if I had 4 separate people living there, I'd each charge them $600 a month.
And that's low, dude. You could charge them $800.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, my apartment right here goes for $900. Yeah.
All right, today's show.
Yeah, let's get to it.
Today's show, we decided to add some segments,
some structure
to give us a little bit of structure. And so we have 3 different segments. The one we're going to start out with is overrated or underrated, and we've got 5 things to talk about if they're overrated or underrated.
All right.
And then the next, just a rundown. After that, our next segment is top 5. I'm not going to tell you what it is right now. And then we're going to end with our last segment, which is worse. Something or something. So overrated, the first one. And this is beautiful. Overrated or underrated? Joe Rogan.
You go first since you're a bigger fan.
The king of podcasting. I say, honestly, I think Joe Rogan is properly rated. I don't think that he's
that's not a choice.
You're right. Yeah. Because he's after this Spotify deal. I mean, he's literally like the biggest podcast that exists that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
So to say that he's overrated, a lot of people.
I know, like Mark Maron has a really big podcast, though.
But here's the thing with Joe Rogan. I feel like a lot of people misread him because he's like into like hunting and like all this stuff that you would typically see someone, and I don't even really want to say this, but like you would typically see someone that like leans to the right. Like he is interested in a lot of those stuffs, like guns and like hunting and like shooting his bow and stuff like that. And he's friends with a lot of like right-leaning people. But as far as Joe as a person goes, he's more liberal and leans more to the left from everything that I've heard him talk about. And I feel like
he's definitely in the middle. I think he's a moderate. He leans, depending on the issue, he leans a certain way. I don't think he's more liberal or conservative. I think he's like right in the middle, and he just sways back and forth depending on what the topic is.
Right. And not that matters. I'm just trying to make a point of like, I feel like he's misunderstood by a lot of people depending on like what
he's underrated.
I think he's underrated. What do you think?
I think he's a little overrated.
Why?
Just because, I mean, he has popped off in the past with certain guests, but lately I feel like he's maybe gotten a little in his head, and he just likes to stir a little. Even like when he had Bill Burr on, he's like, "Let's talk about masks," and Bill Burr's like, "We're not doing this, man. Like, we're not doctors. Like, we shouldn't like." we don't get to have an opinion and broadcast it to, let's say 1 million people. And like people take it to heart because it's Joe Rogan. It's like, you're not a doctor. If you want to have this discussion, have Anthony Fauci on. And sometimes he just like spews things. And I wish he had a hard stance on certain topics. And I know he shouldn't have to, but I think he's been a little overrated lately. And I'm just like, shut up, dude. Like, Joe, just shut up.
So you say overrated, I say underrated.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Next one. Not
but
as
overall,
heavy.
But overall, I do like Joe. But
yeah,
lately he's just been annoying the shit out of me.
How's he been annoying you?
It's just like when he had Brian Callen on and he called Brian and Brian Callen started like spewing off a whole bunch of nonsense. He's like, this whole COVID thing is, and Joe's like, oh, that's a great theory. It's like, yeah, it's a theory. Like, it's a conspiracy. Like, shut up, Brian. Like,
but you know.
And then they're comedians, and I know it's hard for them, and they're not getting gigs, and this whole thing sucks. It sucks for everyone. Like, oh, you can't do your stand-up. Imagine the people who still have to go to the grocery store and serve your dumb ass at the grocery store. Like, it sucks, bro.
Well, I think
like, shut up. All of them need to shut up. Like, Joe, you still have a job. It's annoying as fuck.
Like, you need to remember though that Joe loves a conspiracy theory.
Well,
even if he doesn't believe it, he thinks it's fun to like dive into, which I do too.
No, it's fun if it's Sasquatch or if it's aliens. But when we're talking about people's lives and people's jobs, like, look, I know he's looking out for the people who like want to get back to work, and a lot of people who listen to him might not be working. But I mean, we'll talk about COVID later, but like, it just sucks for everyone. Hospitals are at capacity. I just saw, yeah. Okay, we're past Joe Rogan.
Getting worked up on Joe Rogan. All right, how do you feel about this topic? Overrated or underrated? Root beer floats.
Overrated. I think they're trash.
Okay, but here, let me ask you this: have you ever had like a float with like something other than root beer? Have you ever done it with like Dr. Pepper or like a Coke?
No,
dude.
I just don't like ice cream in my soda. Anything, yeah, no, it's trash.
Dude, it is kind of weird, but they're so good.
Let me ask, would you put milk in your soda? 2% milk?
No.
That's what you're fucking doing. It's disgusting.
Ice cream is not milk. Milk and ice cream are two different things.
Are they not?
That's like saying tomatoes or ketchup. Would you cut open a tomato and dip your fry in a tomato? No. But you would dip it in ketchup.
Is ice cream, root beer floats are super over. Thank you. Finally, me and Bobby agree on something.
But he said Coke.
Oh, no, Coke. No, dude. Anything. Dude, ice cream is milk. Is it not milk?
Yeah, but once again, that's like saying ketchup is tomatoes.
Yeah, but once the ice cream starts melting, it's milk. And I don't want milk in my soda. It's gross.
Honestly, I think that dude, I can't tell you the last time that I had like a float.
I can't either.
I remember having them as kids and being like, "Oh, this is cool. Like this is like a treat."
Yeah, when you're younger, and then you grow up and you're like, "This is kind of trash."
Yeah, I feel like I could never eat a root beer or Coke or Dr. Pepper float ever again and like be fine.
No,
because it's like it's basically just a bunch of sugar and it's heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I were to drink one of those right now, I would have to like take a nap.
Yeah, I didn't have my coffin ready.
They're fun when you're little, though. They are.
Yeah.
All right.
Next.
Overrated or underrated weed?
Hey, this wasn't on the list. This is new.
It was on the list.
Oh.
Marijuana, cannabis, Mary Jane.
You going first or me? You go first.
You go first.
I think it's underrated.
How
Granted,
so?
I don't participate as much as I did in college, and definitely now that I'm in a different state where it's not legal. So I definitely don't participate out here, even though I know people that can get me some.
You got to hook up.
I'm just like, it's underrated, because there's just so many benefits to it that are just natural compared to like pumping yourself full of over the counter or behind the counter drugs.
Yeah.
So I think it's underrated. The fact that like, and it's like people say it's a drug and this, and then there's the same people who are preaching like the Bible. It's like, well, this is like God created it. Like it's underrated, dude. Like try it out.
Give it a shot.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. Bobby says weed is overrated.
Yeah, like me, my brother and my mom got into it the other day, and my brother was like, "Why don't you smoke some weed sometime and relax?" And my mom was like, "How dare you talk to me that way?" It's like, what the hell? Like, just relax.
Take it easy, dude. I'm with you. I think,
and it's the same woman who will like drink half a bottle of rum, which is like natural. It's like legal. It's like, come on, mom, you can't.
It's not natural. It is legal though.
I mean, rum. It's a natural process of creating like sugar cane. Like it comes from natural products for the most part, right? Rum, like alcohol is a natural phenomenon that happens when you take something and ferment it.
Yeah.
So like alcohol is a natural thing, but it's legal and people are okay with it, but not marijuana. It's fucking dumb.
That's kind of weird. I'm with you. I'm gonna say weed's underrated as well. And it's one of those, it's really cool to live through like the time that we're in, only in the aspect of like, you look back to like alcohol prohibition where they like made it illegal and then they started going through and like it's now alcohol's legal. And that's what we're going through right now. Like we're seeing it with weed, with cannabis.
Yeah.
And like how many states are fully recreationally legal? And is
it like six or seven?
I think it's more than that.
Washington, Oregon, California, Michigan.
Michigan is, yeah. Looking it up right now.
Yeah. Colorado, 5.
Here we go. Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, Colorado, Alaska, Illinois, Michigan, Maine, Vermont, Massachusetts. Those are all recreational. And then
Hawaii isn't.
Hawaii is with medical. So medical is Hawaii, Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, Montana, North Dakota, Minnesota, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Oklahoma.
Missouri? Wow.
Yeah, that threw me. Dude, I can't believe Oklahoma is.
Yeah.
Florida, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, New Hampshire, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, DC, West Virginia.
So dude, over half the states.
Yeah.
You can get weed in some form legally.
Right. Yeah, legally. Whether you have a medical marijuana card or
just want to walk in.
Yeah. Dude, I've been so, because it's so goofy.
Yeah.
It's so goofy to for one, like the point you made, to have alcohol be legal,
which is way worse.
Oh yeah, 100%. But then just because weed has like this stigma around it, and yeah, it's so goofy. It's so underrated. Some people, just educate yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Weed is underrated. We both agree on that. All right. Next. And if you consume some weed, you might find yourself buying one of these, a frozen pizza. Overrated or underrated? Oh, dude, listen, pizza is my second favorite food.
What's your first?
What do you think my first is, bro? You lived with me for 3 years. What is it?
Wings.
Chicken wings, flats to be exact. But pizza. So here's one of those things. And if anybody watching on here is a smoker, like a cigarette smoker or something like that, the only reason I'm trying to tie this in is because it's like a trigger. Like if you, like, say you quit smoking in your life and you're watching a TV show and you see somebody drag a cigarette and you're like, oh man, that looks good.
Yeah.
Dude, that's how I am literally. I don't care if it's an ad or if I watch a TV show. If I see pizza in any way in the media, I'm like, I gotta get some pizza right now.
Screaming Sicilian is where it's at.
Screaming Sicilian.
It's a frozen pizza brand.
Oh, it's a frozen pizza brand. Okay, well, I got to tell you. So I'm just trying to make a point of how much that I love pizza. And sure, growing up, I've ate my fair share of frozen pizzas. But it's one of those things to where if I'm going to have pizza, one, I'm not even going to go to Papa John's. I'm not going to go to Domino's. I'm not going to go to Little Caesars. I'm not going to go to any chain.
You better put some respect on that name.
You need to get out of here. Dude, if I make up my mind that I'm going to eat pizza,
you're going local, like somewhere.
I'm going where I get a slice, dude. Like a crafted, like, no, get the Papa John's, get the all that. And frozen pizza, I think that should be illegal. I don't think you should be able to buy frozen pizza because it's a disgrace. And I've started making my own pizza now. So what's up? Overrated.
Overrated. I think I'm with Bobby. It's underrated. And for just the sake of when you're in a pinch, you could always count on a frozen pizza. When you're like low on groceries, you have one in the freezer just ready to go. You're like, damn. Or when you're way too high and you can't even speak, you're like, hey, man, I got this frozen pizza in the fridge.
Dude,
the frozen pizza is clutch. I always just keep one in the freezer just in case. It's underrated. It's there. It's available for you.
But here's my thing.
When you actually need it.
When you bite into that frozen pizza, sure, it's a pizza.
Yeah.
And you're like, you have all the same things. You got your crust, you got your sauce, you got your cheese, whatever you have on it. And you take a bite of that and you're like, okay, this tastes like pizza. But if you've ever had really good pizza,
yeah,
it's like, this is, it's.
Look, we're not debating if it's delicious. Is it delicious or not? No, we're just saying, is it overrated or underrated? I'm saying when you need some food and there's a pizza in your freezer, you know what? It's not amazing, but it's not going to let you down. You cook it for those 25 minutes. Hey, man.
In that 25 minutes, you could have went to a pizzeria.
Hey, man. You know, sometimes you just get lazy. You don't want to put pants on. You don't want to pick up the phone. It's underrated. Frozen pizza is underrated because you know what? When the time comes, it's there for you. It is there for you.
Oh, dude, one time I remember, I can't remember if I was in high school or if I was at home visiting from college, but was at my mom's house, came home after a night of drinking, got a frozen pizza, put it in the oven, passed out, woke up the next morning, the house is full of smoke. My mom's like, oh my God, the house is on fire. We run in there and everything. And dude, that frozen pizza had cooked. So it was rock hard. It was rock hard. And it was all black. And it was about that big. I was like, oh my God, it smelled like it smelled so bad. But yeah, no, fuck out of here with frozen pizza. All right. Oh, this one. All right. This is our last one. And this one is a little touchy right now. Overrated or underrated? Police.
You said that like you were on Jeopardy. What is police?
What is police for 100?
It is a little touchy. But I will say police are a little overrated. I mean,
a little.
Look, like I think you and I were talking about it the other night with a friend of ours, where we're not saying that police aren't necessary. At least I feel that way. Police, we definitely need police, but to the extent that it has become over the last couple decades in this country, like it's just overrated. Like they shouldn't have military weapons. They shouldn't be overstretched and be doing 10 jobs. We could take some of their money and just feed it to different resources. police are overrated.
And I got to agree with you on that one. They're overrated. No one's saying the job's not hard.
Yeah.
No one's saying that we don't need them in some aspect, but the overall, just like what you said, where it's been for the past couple of decades, not chill. Overrated. Well, we got a comment here. Let's see what we got. Underrated. Bobby says underrated, but definitely needs a fixin'. Definitely does need a fixin'.
Yeah. And to say, like, we're not saying it's not hard. Like, the job is harder because there's resources taken away from mental health professionals. If those people are undervalued and underpaid, and there's less people to fix mental health in our communities, then it makes the job harder for police officers who need to make sure that they're walking into a situation where maybe they're not trained as a mental health professional, and they would be benefited by having a mental health professional.
And that's just one aspect of it.
And that's just which is a huge aspect of it.
I know. I'm just saying that's one.
Yeah. Yeah. Or just poverty. People are hungry, like people rob things because they don't see any other way out. And they're like, yo, I need to make a quick buck. And
whatever the situation is.
So, yeah. So, all right.
Overrated.
Underrated. Gang.
That was it. So every week we're going to start out with overrated or underrated. Obviously 5 different topics each time.
Dude, we just talk about weed.
Weed is on there every week. Every week.
Our minds change.
Yeah, and feel free if you want to reach out on our DMs, on our social right here, Bird and Beard on everything. If you have a good overrated or underrated, or a top 5, or a which is worse, feel free to drop those. You DM them and could talk about it on the next show. So now you have I can't tell if you're frozen. Oh no, you're not. You have a story that I didn't know that you were going to want to talk about on here, because it's I don't want to use the word touchy, but it's one of those things to where it's like, if you hear about this of someone that it can get kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm in a pickle.
You're in a pickle. That's why I made the colors pickle. That's not really pickle. That's more of like sea foam. But so what's going on?
So this last week, I got a call last Sunday about someone in our building came in contact with someone who has coronavirus. And let's
not name any names or anything like that.
Yeah. That person was in my boss's office, and I walked by because I had the dog with me last Friday. And then my boss came into my studio and was talking to me, and we were chatting. So I could be exposed to COVID-19. And I find the irony of it all that on Sunday, I just went to the station to record my Sunday show, and I got the call after I left, and I was like, son of a bitch.
Like, you not have told me before.
Yeah. And I said that. I was like, why didn't you call me before? He's like, I just found out. Like, I called you first. And the reason he called me, so my boss called me, is because we've mentioned this on the podcast before, but I have one lung and bad heart. I had heart surgery when I was a baby. So if I catch this COVID, I don't know what the chances are, but it doesn't look too good for me, because there was like a picture of this bodybuilder, like a ripped guy in New York, and he caught COVID and he lost like 60 pounds and like he got intubated. I'm just like, oh my God. Like, if he catched it and he like went through that, I could only imagine like what would happen to me with one.
I know. I don't want to find out what would happen.
Yeah, neither do I. So all last week I'm working from home, and yesterday, Friday, I go back to the station because I'm talking to my boss. I'm like, hey, do I have to go to the building to like record my shows? And he's like, yeah, we're still working on the servers to like get you recording from home and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I go to the station. So I leave, record my shows, finish up some work, because now I'm at my main computer. I'm not on my laptop. So I'm like, I'd rather just do it here and just bust it all out since it's faster. I got 2 screens.
Mm-hmm.
I get home and there's a note on my door from my neighbor across from me. And hold on, let me get the letter.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. Dude, in Texas, well, I guess I'm...
All right, the letter says, "Hey, Pete, just want to let you know that person A and I got tested for COVID today. We got exposed to a positive case and we've been pretty sick. Just want to let you know. So if you see us, keep away from us. Your neighbors. P.S. I wore a mask and sprayed this letter with Lysol after I wrote it." Thank you. But now I'm like, I'm living across from people who are like, have it. And person A works at part-time at the grocery store where I go get my groceries. So I'm like, I don't know if she was exposed there. It was her birthday last week when I saw them last. So it might have been her friends like bringing balloons and her cake or whatever, or she could have been exposed at the grocery store. So who has it there, or who did she give it to there? So I'm just like, now do I go get groceries? Do I start ordering food online?
I would order food online. I would not. I would stay right here. I would not leave for anything. Yeah. I would take the dog out to go to the bathroom, and that's the only time I would leave.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's a big dog. He needs to run. So like this morning I took him on a trail for a little bit.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
like
stayed away from everyone.
Yeah, don't. Yeah. Dude. But yeah, in Texas is seeing a lot of like spikes in the case, like cases and stuff like that.
Well, I just found this out the other day. So in Houston, the Texas Medical Center is the largest medical center in the whole world, which I find fascinating. Like, what? Like, in the whole entire world, Houston has the biggest, and it's at 97% capacity. That's insane. They're like putting people into the children's hospital because there's like beds there, and they're like, we got nowhere else to put these people that are sick. Like, put them in the children's hospital. I'm like, what? That's insane, dude. Yeah, this place is a 2.1 square mile medical district in South Central Houston.
There's nothing bigger in like LA or New York or anything like that?
No, it hosts 10 million people annually and 106,000. It employs 106,000 people.
Damn.
It's home to over 20,000 people.
Yeah, because Houston is like, you have like New York, most populated, LA, most populated. And then Houston's like third, right?
No, it's most populated. It's well, I mean, like, are you talking about metropolitan areas?
Yeah, like New York,
it's
LA.
It's New York, LA, Chicago, San Francisco, and then Houston.
So it's like top 5.
Yeah, Houston's huge.
Oh yeah, it is.
So, but I just find that fascinating. Of like, it has this Texas Medical Center has a gross domestic product of $25 billion. What?
With a B.
What are they selling? Why is their GDP in like a 2.1 square mile is creating $25 billion worth of product? Like,
it's a lot.
So, but the point of it all is they're at 97% capacity, and like Texas has been open. They're like reopening.
Now they're shutting back down.
And here in San Antonio, it's military city, so we got all these military hospitals and like UTSA and all these hospitals. And all the hospitals around here and the Texas Medical Center sent memos to the governor and was like, yo, you idiot. Like, shut down the state. Like, we are at capacity. We can't have any more sick people. And the governor finally shut down all the phases of reopening. It's like,
dude, and that's one of those things where it's like, it's so hard because what do you do? Like, what do you do? Like, it's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, I get it. And it's just, I don't know. Cause it's like,
I know it's hard.
We wouldn't have this issue though, if Like we didn't reopen early.
Right,
but we did. 5,000. So. Yeah, we did. But when people were telling him not to do it, like listen to the people who study viruses and doctors, and don't listen to business owners who you brought onto this committee. Like, why was Bill Miller is this huge barbecue joint here in Texas, Bill Miller Barbecue. He was on this board, and it was like, yeah, like we need to reopen, the economy needs to start growing, blah, 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 blah. And fucking Dan Patrick, the lieutenant governor, was like, well, your grandmas, like old people would be willing to sacrifice their lives to reopen the economy. It's like, it's safe to say from your big ass mansion, Lieutenant Governor.
Sure.
Like, and yeah, people still need to go to work, but bars didn't need to reopen.
Yeah, but I'm playing devil's advocate here. What if that was like your business? Like, what if you owned like 4 bars in San Antonio, and they haven't been open for 3.5 months? It's like you're going to be in not even bar, just take it and say you own any business, a restaurant, whatever it is. And like, that's how you make your money. You're sitting there looking at the clock like, shit, like I got all this stuff due. Like I got bills to pay, just like everyone,
Yeah.
And so it's so, like I said, it's like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's like,
well, they're still screwed now because bars are closed. Well, bars are what? Bars are closed. So now you got to reopen for a couple months. Now there's 5,000 cases a day, and we're back in the same situation.
Yeah.
Or we could have stopped this 2 months ago and started opening maybe in July and got this shit under control.
I don't know, man. It's hard, dude. I live above like 3 bars, and every night during the week, like last night, walk by, people out, like they're packed, dude. And it's one of those things, like that's why I moved to this apartment, because there's like a nightlife type thing going on. Yeah. Like I can get some stimulation, but it's like I'm not gonna risk, getting it. And I may be asymptomatic. I might not show any. I might be just fine. But like, I don't want to find out. And then I also don't want to like take that and then go to work and give it to someone, or at the grocery store. It's just one of those things to where it's like
my cousin. Yeah. It's I don't know, man.
It's hard, dude. But at the end of the day, I just hope that you weren't actually exposed to it.
Yeah, so I'm getting tested on Wednesday. For sure, now because that my neighbors have it. But even if I don't have it now, if I have a test, I could still get exposed. Like, because if you're asymptomatic, that means you have it, but you're just not showing signs of it.
Yeah, so which is so dangerous.
But you have it. It's like having the flu. You're like, all right, cool, I'm clear, but I can still give it to other people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the danger of it.
Yeah. So if I don't have it, that means, like, would I rather have a test come back and say, hey, you're positive, but like you're fine, which is terrifying because that means like I'm a carrier now. Like I could be the cause of all this.
Right. Dude. So honestly, at the end of the day, you need to get on the phone with your people at work and be like, hey, I am extremely compromised. I have heart conditions. I have one.
Well, I mean, but if I have it, I'm good. If I've had it since, because some people were like saying they got super sick in December, they might have had it. They might have been carrying it this whole time.
But here's the thing. What I'm saying is if you don't have it.
Well, yeah, if I don't have it.
Yeah, then you need to get everything that you need to work from home.
Yeah.
And it's going to suck.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this whole past week, my days were getting blurred. I'm like, what day is it?
Yeah, that's how I've been for 3 months, dude. But yeah, no, I hope you don't have it.
Yeah.
I hope nobody has it. But
yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude, this thing is weird. It's crazy. This like we said last week, 2020 has just been What did we say the drink was? Oh, warm Jaeger with fucking Natty Light.
Dropped into a warm. No, it was Jaeger dropped into a warm
Keystone Black, Keystone Ice.
That is the flavor of 2020.
Yeah, dude.
All right, let's get into our next segment.
But that's what's happening in my life. Like I said, I haven't seen my neighbors in a week, so I'm good on that. But whoever was at work,
you need to try and get that. You see that movie Bubble Boy? That's what
walk around in a bubble.
Yeah, that's what you need to do, dude. That's what we all need to do, dude. It's not hard at all. Open everything back up.
Are you kidding me? People are complaining about masks, and you want to put them in a bubble.
Take the money that you would take and do whatever you're doing with it, and get everybody a bubble suit. Boom,
dude. People can't even wear a mask without bitching,
bro.
Did you see the latest video this morning?
This stuff is gonna make me mad, dude. Because
did you see the video this morning?
What? No. What video?
There was a video in Trader Joe's. It was the first day open in Trader Joe's in like Central California. And some lady walked in without a mask and they're like, you need to leave. And she's like, I don't want to wear a mask. I have a breathing problem. It's like, then wear a mask, you idiot.
Yeah.
And if you have a breathing problem, why the hell are you yelling at the top of your lungs? Like,
yeah. And if you have a breathing problem, hey, you're susceptible to this fucking thing.
Yeah, it's just liars.
Dude, yeah.
You're infringing upon my rights. Shut up.
Dude, it's one of those things to where it's like, look at it as like a seatbelt. Okay.
Yeah. That's what they all say.
Who says that?
People, it's like, well, seatbelts infringe upon my rights, right? I don't want to wear a seatbelt.
But think about it like this. Like if you wear your seatbelt and you drive and you never get in a car crash and it never had to have it. Good.
Yeah.
You had the inconvenience of something rubbing on your neck. They're not very comfortable. Who likes to wear a seatbelt? But come the day that you do need that seatbelt and it saves your life, like what? I mean, minor inconveniences.
Yeah.
All right, we got to get off this.
If you don't wear a mask, your mom's a hoe.
For sure.
All right, what's our next topic?
Next topic.
Ooh, hell
top
yeah.
5. And this week we're doing top 5 TV shows of all time. They don't have to be in any particular order.
I feel like they should.
Okay. TV shows. I feel like Breaking Bad.
Okay. No, they don't have to be in any order.
Yeah,
we're going off the cuff.
Yeah. So one I gotta throw out there is Breaking Bad.
Ooh,
that was so good. I've watched it twice throughout. Dude, I did not know that Dana Cortez was in Breaking Bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whenever I heard that, I like looked it up and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, she's a news reporter. She's like in season 2 or 3 or something like that. Did you see her?
Yeah, no, I like went and looked it up.
Did you watch it and did you notice her?
Well, no, the first time I watched it through, I had no idea who she was. So
yeah.
No, and then the second time that I watched it, I did not notice, and then it got brought to my attention. So I like went and like looked it up on like IMDb, and I was like, oh wow, like she's the news reporter. Like whenever like Jesse and Walt are in Mexico with what's the dude's name, and is like the dude in the wheelchair, and they're watching the news report and they're talking about them, and they're like, change the channel. Yeah, that was Dana. It's so crazy.
Mm.
But yeah, Breaking Bad.
Was that season 3? That has to be like season 3.
Yeah, she was on 2 episodes. Episode 2, season 1, and then I don't know the other one.
Well, I need to go rewatch it. I haven't rewatched it since it finished. It's just an emotional toll. That whole series, I was just like, after every episode, I'm just like, oh, thank God it's over. Jesus.
Dude, and the worst part about watching it the first time was I watched it whenever it was like actually airing. So I couldn't binge watch it. So waiting a week. But yeah,
it was good. I felt like it was good because it gave me a week to like reset. I'm like, oh my God. And the next episode, you're like, and the whole time you're just like anxiety driven. And then it ends and you're like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
I will say top 5. I would say it's in my top 5.
What, Breaking Bad?
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
All right. What's your next one? Or should I go? Because I got one.
Yeah, you go.
Fresh Prince.
Oh shit.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, man.
Dude, that was such a good show.
Such a good show, man.
Dude, that one episode, like where
his dad, the infamous dad scene.
Dude, yeah. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was dope.
Yeah,
the intro alone, is dope.
In West Philadelphia, born and raised.
I feel like just because of the not clout, but like how long it's been on, I feel like I gotta throw The Simpsons in there.
It's like one of your top. Is that your favorite? Like you go back and rewatch it,
dude. I haven't done it since college, but one of my buddies had like the Simpsons series, like DVD on. Dude, we would watch that throughout, like all the time. But I haven't watched The Simpsons in so long.
Yeah, I would not put it in my top 5.
I feel like I got to, just out of respect. And dude, they predict everything. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, well, Donald Trump's supposed to die soon, apparently.
Oh wow!
According to The Simpsons.
Well, this episode is gonna get flagged.
I'm gonna. So that was your. Let's say
that's one of them. That's one of them.
Yeah. Another one of mine. I'm gonna go the other way. Same writers, but I'm gonna go with Futurama. I love Futurama.
Really?
Such a fun. Dude, Bender? Are you kidding me?
Dude,
the cigar smoking robot. Dude, Bender was amazing.
I could not get into it, dude.
Dude, Futurama was great.
I got one.
Okay.
Queer Eye. Dude, I love that show. If you're watching this right now and you have not watched Queer Eye,
this latest season,
it's on all of them. Oh, you didn't like this latest season?
No.
Why?
I don't know. I don't.
Huh?
Philly. I've gotten like 4 episodes in. I'm like, this is boring.
Dude, I love it. If you're watching this and you have not watched Queer Eye, get on Netflix right now. Start with episode 1. It'll hook you.
I feel like this season they just have it dialed in now. Whereas like the first 2 seasons, like it was something special and they were like excited. Now it's just like
you feel like they're going through the motions.
Yeah. Now they're like, we know what people like and we're going to act out this way. And
yeah, now that you say that, I hadn't had that thought, but now like thinking about this last season,
I'm like, yo, just like be yourselves. Like, and that's why the only one I actually like is Bobby, because he's always just like, meh. He's like me. They're like, meh. He's like, I think this will look good in your house. And everyone's like, oh my God, your hair, or like, I think this dress or this suit looks great on you. And Bobby's like, I like this vase. I think it's cool. I'm like, Bobby's my guy.
Dude, he definitely does. Like, he does the most work.
Yeah.
On the show.
I mean, his contractors, yes, but he doesn't do shit.
He's the architect.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's 3 for me. Breaking Bad, 3. Simpsons. Did you watch The Wire?
No.
I could not get into it, dude.
I haven't watched Sopranos either.
A lot of people say that's like that's like
one of the best
common
shows.
Pick, yeah, is The Wire. But
The Wire or The Sopranos. I haven't watched The Sopranos just because like it's similar to Breaking Bad, where it's like just heavy, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to go through that.
Yeah, you got to be in a certain mind frame.
It's like watching Schindler's List. It's like you better be ready, man.
Yeah.
What's another one of my favorite shows? Unsolved Mystery. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, I tell you, that's coming to Netflix.
Yeah, you said you were watching it with the alien guy, right? He's like, aliens.
I don't know if it's gonna be the same guy, but yeah, they're rebooting it. It launches on Wednesday. I watched the trailer on Netflix. I'm so ready for that. I don't know if that's like one of the top 5 though.
Oh, you know what show I really liked when it was on? I haven't seen it since it like went off air. But growing up, I love the show. And I know the guy now, he's kind of a tool, but Home Improvement.
Yeah.
Friends, Pretty Little Liars, The Hills. Oh, we go to Jersey Shore. That was a great show.
Oh, Jersey Shore. 100%.
House was a good show too.
Friends. Oh, dude, Seinfeld. Duh. What the hell?
Always Sunny.
Oh, okay. Now, thank you, Blanca. Now I'm thinking.
See, that's why when you said The Simpsons, I was like, dude, you watch Always Sunny, The Office all the time.
Okay, yeah. Scrap The Simpsons. I know mine. Seinfeld, Always Sunny, The Office,
Breaking Bad, and Jersey Shore.
Dude, that's top 5.
I'm gonna go with my final one. Wait, what was my number 2? Oh, Home Improvement. See, I'll take Home Improvement away and I'll put The Office in.
Yeah, I forgot.
And I'm still keeping Fresh Prince in, but my favorite TV show of all time, The West Wing. I love that show.
Watch that.
I watch it all the time. I'll be cooking dinner. I'll just pop in season 3, Netflix. Let's go.
I remember I would come home and you would have that on. I'd be like,
Parks and Rec. That was a good one.
oh, that was good.
Ron Swanson.
Dude, but yeah, Parks and Rec. Like if we were doing a top 10, that would probably be on there.
Yeah. Yeah. Jersey Shore. T-shirt time.
Dude, Jersey Shore's so good.
Yeah, when you said, dude, I can't believe. What's up, dude?
My mom's trying to call me. She's given blood today for the first time, and she's nervous about it. So she's trying to call me, and I text her. I said, "I'm doing the podcast. I'll call you back."
Yeah.
Dude. Okay. So your 5 are what?
Fresh Prince, West Wing, Home Improvement, Breaking Bad. I forgot the 4th one. Somebody remind me.
The Office?
Oh, yeah, The Office. Oh, Futurama.
Oh, yeah, Futurama, you said.
So that's 6. My bad.
So you got to drop one.
Futurama for The Office.
Okay. Jersey Shore, The Office, Seinfeld, Breaking Bad, Jersey Shore.
Always Sunny?
Wait, what did I say?
Dude, I'm getting so confused now.
This is one of those bad things about living in a legal state. Yeah. You can't remember top 5s.
It's this freaking water I've been drinking, man.
Yeah.
Too much metal in this thing.
Yeah. All right. What else do we got here? Oh, I had a story.
You've been going through some shit.
Yeah. And it's like I'm going through it, and you went through it last week. So my dog Gabby, I came home on Tuesday from work, and you know how she is. Like she'll meet you at the door, like she's like excited to see you and stuff like that. And oh, hold on. Hello, Mom. I was just talking about you being nervous to give blood. So I will call you back after this, I promise. But yeah, so Gabby, I came home on Tuesday from work, and she was up on my bed, and I like walked in. I was like, Gabby. And she didn't come, and she's like on my bed, and she like wouldn't jump down. And I was like, what's wrong with you? So I like lay on the bed, I'm like rubbing her belly and stuff, and she's not yelping, but she's like whining kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, what's wrong? And she's like wagging her tail and stuff. And I still couldn't get her down off the bed. So I picked her up and set her down. I was like, come on. She would take a couple steps and then stop and like lay down. Like you could tell she was in pain. I was like, what is going on? And so like finally like get her to like go outside. I carry her down the stairs. She goes to the bathroom, bring her back up here. She's like laying down. Like she doesn't want to like move her head or anything. And so I'm just like keeping an eye on her. And I'm like, Gabby, what's wrong? And like, the part that like scared me the most was like she's like laying down, and like you know how like she's like laying down with her eyes open. And I was like, Gabby, like look at me. I picked her arm, like her eyes are just like looking forward, like she was like dead. And I'm like picking her arm up and stuff, and she's limp. And I was like, Gabby, and I like shook her. And then she like finally like looked at me. I was like, nope. I was like, we're going to the vet.
I don't need no zombie dog.
Dude, yeah, no. And on top of that, I don't know if I mentioned this to you, but like my car, like my Jeep, it's been like, I don't know what's wrong with it, but it's happening more and more frequently. I'll be just like driving and it'll just like stop. Like my battery doesn't die, but it just like
better stop. Get that car endorsement, my guy.
Dude, I know. And so that had happened.
Get yourself a little Ford Fiesta.
Dude, something. Dude, that had happened right before I got home. So I'm like, it stopped like literally a block before I got to my apartment. So I put it in neutral and like push it and like put it in my parking spot and everything. And so I get up here, like deal with that whole thing with Gabby. And I'm like, all right, we're going to the vet. And I was like, shit. I like remember like my car isn't working. So like, I'm just like going down there and I'm like, please work, please work, please work. Hop in, start it. It works. I'm like, all right, haul ass to the emergency vet, go in there. And like, they like stopped me at the door, which I now know because of COVID. And they were like, sir, you can't come in here. And I was like, dude, this is a pet emergency hospital. My dog is having an emergency. I don't know what's wrong with her, blah, blah, blah. So they take x-rays, take her blood work. They're like, nothing's broken in her x-rays. Her blood work looks fine. From what we can tell, it looks like she's in pain in her lower back. It might be a pinched nerve, might be this, blah, blah, blah. So they gave me a steroid to give her. They gave me a painkiller, and they gave me a muscle relaxer. So and that was on Tuesday.
He FaceTimed me, and she was zonked out, bro.
She passed out, and she was just like, boom. But fast forward to yesterday.
Wait, you got to tell the story of the vet tech where you're like, so how do I give these to her?
Oh yeah. So that's another thing. Like, so the vet tech brings her out and everything. He's got her medication. He's like telling me what all the medication and stuff is, and there's not like a sheet of paper or anything like that. And so he was like, this is this medication, this one, and this one's this one. And he like told me what they were. And I was like, okay. I was like, how like often can I give these all to her at the same time? Like, do I need to space them out? Like what? And he was like, yeah, you can just like experiment with it and see like what works for her. And I was like, you're telling me to just guess, we'll give you this one and then we'll give you this one. And I was like,
what? It's weird. Do your medication bottles not have instructions? Like my medication for my dog says like 2.5 every 12 hours.
Yeah, no, it has that. It's like every 12 hours and stuff like. But I was asking him like, is she like, do I need to give her this one that's like every 12 hours and then wait and give her this one, or like can you take them all together? Does this?
Yeah.
And he was just like, yeah, just see what like works for her. And I was like, all right, dude. I was like, okay. And so started her pills that night, and she's been taking them all week. And then yesterday morning, she woke me up at 5 a.m. Like she's like on the ground, like panting, and like she jumps up in the bed. And I was like, Gabby, what's wrong? And not only was she like panting, but she was like shaking like enough to like feel it on the bed. And I was like, dude, what is wrong with you? So I take her out, and dude, she takes like runs outside, immediately takes like the biggest shit I've ever seen her take. Like so big. And dude, and then after she was done with that, she like kept like walking around, like trying to keep going. Yeah, like she still needed to go, but she didn't. So that was at 5 a.m. Wake up for work, take her out again, and she is doing the same thing. Like she needs to shit. But it's like, not to get too gross, but it's like not solid. And then and like kind of like bile-y, and there was blood in it. So I was like, what the hell, man? So go to work, come back early. Of course, like her stomach's upset, I'm assuming from the medication. She shit in the house, and there's like blood drops, like where you could tell she had like been doing like a circle. And I was like, no. And so I called the vet back, which I don't even know why I did, because he was like, okay, well, usually we don't see any side effects like that. Maybe you could feed her some.
This is the vet tech.
I don't know. I talked to like 3 different people. They're like passing the phone around. I was on hold for like 10 minutes, and they're like, yeah, maybe try giving her some chicken and rice. It sounds like her stomach's upset. And I'm like, so you're telling me this has never happened before? And then I get this medication, give it to her, and she's shitting blood. I was like, you're telling me that that's not probably like what's happening? He's like, yeah, you could probably like ease off, like only give her this medication or only give her this medication. And I was like, oh, the ones that you didn't give me any fucking information about? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. So I got off the phone, and I was like, all right, thanks, dude, whatever. And then I was like, yeah, but you're not taking any more of these. And so woke up today, she's fine. Like she's not in pain. She can like shake her head. She hasn't went to the bathroom today, but she has been eating and has been drinking. So I'll take her out after this and see what it looks like. But it for sure has to be the medication. So if she's still like,
it's probably the steroid, because you probably wouldn't give her any muscle. Like, is she on the muscle relaxers? Like, still?
I haven't given her anything. I haven't given as of yesterday when I got off, because you do it at 8 a.m. and then at 8 p.m. So yesterday I stopped giving her everything, and she's not like hunkered down or like panting and like
she's just chilling.
Yeah, she's sleeping on the couch right now. But yeah, I was like, dude, yeah, and that's like $500. I was like, I'm not gonna take her back in there to you guys to where you're like, oh yeah, we'll feed her some chicken and rice, and that'll be $600.
Yeah,
fuck out of here. But yeah, she's fine as of right now, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. I just spent $80 more today on my dog. I'm just like, God,
dude, it's
like I love my dog. I'm glad I got a dog, but I'm also just like, son of a bitch.
Yep. Shots, vet visits. Yeah, they cost money.
Well, like within 3 weeks of getting the dog, like I spent $900 on him. I'm like, this is not what I thought about when I was getting a dog. Like,
right,
almost $1,000 on this guy. Like, I was like, I'm gonna get a dog. We're gonna go on hikes. Nope, this dog's like, nope, not doing that with you.
Dude, think about people that have kids for that reason. They're like, man, I want a kid so bad. Like, we're gonna grow up and like play baseball and like do this or do that. And then like your kid comes out and it's like not what you expected. And you're like, dang. Well, I assume that's what it's like. I don't know. I don't have a kid.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Last
good segue onto here though. Speaking about what's worse.
Yeah. Our last segment. Which is worse?
And we want your comments. If you're watching, we want to know what you think is worse.
Which is worse? Waking up in the middle of the night or waking up 5 minutes early before your alarm? Dude, they both suck. For me, if I wake up in the middle of the night, like if I wake up at like 4, anytime past 3, if I wake up at like 4:30, I can't go. Like I'll lay there, and I like can't fall back asleep. I'm just like tossing and turning. So like, but then also like waking up like 5 minutes before your alarm goes off, dude. They both suck,
dude. I'm gonna say waking up 5 minutes before your alarm
that
is the absolute worst. Because you know what? If I wake up in the middle of the night and I can't go back, usually I can fall back asleep. But if I don't, I'll get some work done, and you know, I'll read a book like 5 minutes early, no doubt. Yeah, like a couple months back, I woke up at like 3:30 in the morning, wide awake, just like woke up, and I was like, well, I guess I'll just read. Like my dog is still asleep, like he's just chilling. Or this is before I had the dog, actually. So I just started reading, you know, washed some dishes, took out the trash.
At 3 a.m.?
I was like, it's quiet. Nobody's bothering me. I could do some shit. Read a book for like an hour. But waking up 5 minutes before your alarm, you're like, what the fuck am I going to do in 5 minutes, man?
I know. It's
nothing. Nothing. Just ruin my day.
Dude, yeah. It's like, sure, you woke up. Dude, that's the worst is like if you wake up and you're tired. Like you're like, oh, I'm going to see what time it is. And it's like 7:55. You're like, God. It's like, yeah, because it's like, yeah, you can lay back down for that 5 minutes, but as soon as you like get there, the alarm goes off, dude. Yeah, 5 minutes early, 5 minutes early, no doubt.
Yeah, and especially if like you're wake up 5 minutes before and you're groggy, it's like, hey, body, those 5 minutes could have changed your whole day.
I don't know if those 5 minutes could have.
Hey, man, hey, I've done. They could change your day. 5 minutes of sleep could change your day.
I don't know, man. But yeah, 5 minutes early is by far the worst, because at least if you wake up in the middle of the night, even if you can't go back to sleep, there's a chance of you being able to fall back asleep.
Yeah. If you wake up at 3 and let's say you fall back at 4, your alarm doesn't go off for another 3 hours. You're like, I got 3 extra hours of sleep.
Or of trying to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 minutes early. We should have thought about that one. That one's so easy. We should have thought about that one before.
Hey, man, some people would say waking up in the middle of the night.
If you can't go back to sleep, that's where it sucks, which has happened to me. Dude, waking up at like 3 and then just
4.
like tossing and turning and tossing and turning. Like,
well, that's the worst. You just got to get up and start moving. If your body's like, it's time to get up, you just get up and read or, you know, start your day, get some stuff going, man. Schedule some music, get started.
Dude, I just know that if I were to like get up and like start working at 3 a.m., like by the time like those 3 hours passed to where like I would normally be getting up, I just know that like I would start like fading and I'd be like, oh my God, my day's
yeah, absolutely. Like I remember a couple months back when I was fading by like 1 p.m. I got home, and this is before I had the dog. I went to bed at like 7:30. I was like, no. And this must have been like January before like COVID, so it was still like getting dark early. I was like, all right, it's 7:30. I guess I'll pass out. And or you just hold out, and you're just like, I guess I'm like a zombie the rest of the night. Like, don't call or text, and you just turn on Netflix and just like stay awake. You're just like,
dude. Have you seen those? I know Fitbit does it, and there's one called Whoop. They're like these like bracelets that you wear that like track your sleep. Have you ever worn one of those?
I was trying to get my Fitbit working. I know I have the cord somewhere. I went through all my boxes and I can't find the cord to charge it, but I have 2 Fitbits. I'm like, I can't find the cord it's one cord for both of them. And I can't find the cord because I lost one cord. So it's like, I need to keep looking for it. I've seen it. You know, like when you see something, you're like, I know I have it somewhere.
Yeah, but you can't remember.
Yeah. I could find all my Apple cords and everything. I got this Apple Watch that could track it, but I just hate how big this thing is, dude. Like
Apple Watch?
Yeah.
Dang, dude, you fancy.
I haven't used it. I don't like the way it sits on my wrist. I like the Fitbit because it's just nice and slender. This thing is just so bulky, dude.
It's not really.
I don't like it.
It's a status symbol.
I don't need If this is what makes me cool, I don't want it. I'll sell it to you. You want it?
Is that like the first generation, or is that like one of the newer ones?
No, it's like one of the first generations. It was my brother's. He's like, you want it? I was like, I guess. I wore it like twice, and I was like, he texted me the other day. He's like, you still using it? I was like, no. Sitting there.
How much are those?
I don't know.
Hold on, I'm about to look it up real quick.
I want those new AirPods, man. That's what I want. But those things are like $300.
Oh, damn, that's about how much? Yeah, $300-$400 for the Apple Watch too.
Yeah,
dude. The thing with the AirPods,
that's a car payment. You better get a new car, my guy.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. I do, dude.
Get an endorsement. Get an endorsement,
dude. I tried hard whenever I first got here to get a car endorsement, but nobody would bite on it.
You need to go out there. Just be like, go to a dealership.
Be like, look, I don't know if
I'll promote the shit out of you guys on our. Be like, you give me a car at a discount. I'll support it. We'll get our sales team involved, and we'll like give you some ads and stuff like that. Blah 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 blah.
And then every one of these podcasts will have a little thing down here that
like
says
a little Ford logo in my face.
Stanton Ford, yeah.
We're gonna have advertising. I'm gonna start looking like Post Malone, like Ford right across.
Oh, dude. Speaking of Post Malone, and we'll end on this. Pull up that picture of his new look.
Looks like this.
Yeah, you just need to cover it in tattoos.
Yeah,
pull that picture up real quick. If people have not seen Post Malone's new, not even face tat, this is like a head tat. But here's the thing with a head tat: you can always grow your hair back out.
Yeah, if you
cover it up, bro. What do you?
It's got like Medusa on the side of his head now.
I mean, okay, so that's like a cool tattoo, but like on your head, bro.
I mean,
on your head,
it looks kind of cool. Like this black and white picture, though. I'm like, that's kind of dope.
Dude, he's starting to look like his look is starting to go from like, you know, sure, I play pop music, but I'm sticking to like my grunge stuff. It's starting to fade into like, hey, I just got out of prison and I was a Nazi. Like that's what he's like starting.
Like American History X.
Yeah, he's getting to like a weird line.
This is what he used to look like.
Dude, talk about a transformation.
Somebody photoshopped Jewish.
I like his music though.
Yeah.
Do what you need to do, dog.
Yeah.
All right. Next week we'll be back with a new 5 new overrated or underrated, a new top 5, and a new which is worse.
Yeah.
If you're not following us on socials, here's our handle right here.
And our personal handles.
Our personal handles. I don't really care about those anymore.
But they're there.
They're there. All right. Good show.
And, yeah. Good show.
Good show. I like the segments better. Like having like a
structure in life.
And that way people can have something to expect and look forward to.
Yeah. And chat about that's not political.
Yeah. Dude, shout out one more thing before we leave. I've been putting cucumbers in my water.
Do you eat them after?
I mean, I guess you could. I probably won't. I'll probably just dude, I have so many cucumbers right now, but dude, cucumber water is where it's at. And lemon water.
Are you building like a grow in your backyard and like a lifted like bed? Like a vegetable. What do you call it?
I think that's called a garden from what I see.
Well, yeah, but a lifted, obviously you don't have an actual garden, but like you can make your own bed.
No, I could. I could, yeah. Just like get some wood, make a little, fill it up with dirt.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not doing that, but I would like to.
I mean, it look nice in your bed, in your like porch or whatever.
Yeah. But my neighbors are always out there like smoking cigarettes and stuff. And they let their dog like, I don't know why I'm whispering, but they like let their dog like shit on the back patio and stuff.
I thought you have a closed off.
Yeah, you still smell it.
Oh. Do they pick it up?
No.
Ugh.
I know.
Why are you whispering? What the fuck?
I got headphones on. I don't know if they can hear me or not.
He's stupid.
I know. All right. That's it. We'll see you guys next week. Catch us next week. I gotta go pee. I'm about to pop.